Ever feel like you're the only one in the room with a million questions swirling around? It's totally normal, right? If you're someone who needs a bit more proof before you can totally buy into something, you're definitely not alone. A lot of us feel the same way. You know what? One of Jesus' own disciples totally felt the same way. 2, can you believe it? It's like he was right there, sharing those same vibes and thoughts. This is the story of Thomas, a guy whose name often gets tossed around with doubt. But honestly, it's all about the amazing power of faith that just lights him up. It's like he radiates positivity, you know? Everyone can feel it. News is spreading like wildfire can. You believe it? Mary Magdalene claims she saw the Lord. How wild is that? Everyone's buzzing about it, chatting, and sharing their thoughts. It's totally got people talking. What do you think? You know, it's that gut-wrenching moment when everything they believed in feels shattered. They're probably thinking, what do we do now? It's not just fear of the authorities, it's a deep, emotional turmoil. Their dreams and hopes are hanging by a thread, and the weight of their loss is just crushing. It's a heartbreaking snapshot of humanity, right? This moment really pulls at your heartstrings, doesn't it? News is spreading like wildfire can. You believe it? Mary Magdalene claims she saw the Lord. How wild is that? Everyone's buzzing about it, chatting, and sharing their thoughts. It's totally got people talking. What do you think? He's really alive. Can you believe it? The tomb is totally empty. It's like something straight out of a movie, right? For most of the disciples, this news is a total shock, but it starts to light a tiny spark of hope in all that darkness, you know? For Thomas, it's just way too much to handle, you know? Seriously, it feels like everything's piling up on him, and he's totally drowning in stress right now. It's like he can't catch a break. He totally missed out when Jesus first showed up to the group, right? When the others excitedly shout, "We have seen the Lord," he just replies, "Yeah, right." You can hear the pain and disillusionment in his voice when he says, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." Let's take a quick breather and really think about where Thomas is coming from. Was he just being stubborn, or was he genuinely speaking his truth? It's definitely something to chew on, right? It's all about understanding his perspective. He watched in horror as Jesus was arrested, beaten, and nailed to the cross. He had watched his hope die a brutal, public death, right in front of everyone. To him, the whole idea of resurrection probably felt like just wishful thinking, you know? Just the desperate ramblings of friends who were heartbroken and lost. He wasn't asking for a sign out of arrogance. He was asking for reality. He needed something tangible to mend his shattered heart. He needed to know it was real. His doubt wasn't a rejection of Jesus, but a deep-seated need for certainty in the face of immense trauma. A week goes by. An entire week of Thomas wrestling with his skepticism while his friends are celebrating a miracle. The disciples are gathered again, and this Chimmy Thomas is with them. The doors are still locked, a symbol of their lingering fear. And then, it happens, just as before Jesus appears in the middle of the room. Not with a reprimand, not with a lecture on the importance of blind faith. Instead, he looks directly at Thomas. With incredible gentleness and understanding, Jesus says, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Can you imagine that moment? Jesus doesn't just show up. He shows up specifically for Thomas. He offers the very proof Thomas demanded. He meets Thomas exactly where he is, in the midst of his doubt and his pain. He invites Thomas to touch the very wounds that caused his despair, and in doing so, transforms them into symbols of victory and love. This is one of the most compassionate moments in the entire Bible. Jesus doesn't condemn Thomas for his questions. Instead, he honors them. He understands that for some of us, faith isn't a leap in the dark. It's a step into the light once we're shown the way. He provides the evidence, not because his power depends on it, but because our hearts sometimes need it. And what is Thomas's response? He doesn't even need to touch the wounds. The sight of his resurrected Lord, the sound of his name spoken with such love and patience, is enough. All his skepticism melts away, replaced by overwhelming awe and recognition. He falls to his knees and makes one of the most profound declarations of faith ever recorded. "My Lord and my God." In that instant, Thomas goes from the biggest doubter to the most powerful confessor. He's the very first person in the Gospel of John to boldly call Jesus God. Isn't that something? His journey wasn't from doubt to mere belief, but from doubt to profound worship. He didn't just accept that Jesus was alive, he understood who Jesus is. Jesus then says something that speaks directly to us, thousands of years later. Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen, and yet have believed. This isn't a rebuke of Thomas, it's a blessing for all future generations. It's a blessing for you, and for me. We may not be able to physically touch the wounds of Christ, but we can see the evidence of his resurrection all around us. We see it in the transformed lives of believers throughout history. We see it in the enduring power of the church against all odds. We see it in the way the message of a crucified and risen Savior has changed the world. The story of Thomas teaches us a crucial lesson. Faith is not the absence of doubt. Honest questions are not a sign of a weak faith. They are often the very path to a stronger one. God is not afraid of your questions. He's not intimidated by your skepticism. He invites you to bring your doubts to him. Like a loving father, he is patient with us, willing to provide the assurance we need to take the next step. Your doubts don't disqualify you from a relationship with God. In fact, they can be the very thing that leads you to a deeper, more personal encounter with him. Thomas needed a personal encounter, and Jesus gave it to him. He wants to give you one, too. So, if you're wrestling with questions today, take heart. You are walking a well-trodden path. Do what Thomas did. Be honest about your struggle. Don't pretend to have a faith you don't feel. Instead, voice your need for truth, your desire to see, and then watch, wait. Because the same Jesus who appeared to Thomas in that locked room is still meeting people in their doubts today. He is alive, he is compassionate, and he's more than capable of turning your deepest questions into your most profound worship. Thank you so much for watching and exploring this powerful story with me. If this message resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content that dives deep into the heart of faith. We'd love to have you as part of our community. God bless.